Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. In this video, we're going to take a look at something that's brewing down here in the southern Caribbean. Kind of has similarities to that of Hurricane Harvey from 2017. It's going to be a large system if it does materialize. It's in between two sand plumes right now down in the southern Caribbean, actually off the northern coast of South America. It's due to track north and could become quite large. We're going to come back and take a closer look at that here in a moment. Also in this video, I received some footage from SF out of San Jose, California. This is from early this morning around 3:49 a.m. You can see a little fireball above San Jose that was picked up by his security camera at his home. This was around 4 o'clock in the morning off the west coast of California, moving from north to south. Thanks for sharing. Really appreciate that. Also in this video, I've got a brand new picture slideshow, new sky phenomena photos sent in from all around the world. But first, here at the website, quick look at the Schumann resonance. A little over 48 hours ago, there was a spike in the Schumann resonance, and this would have been in the late evening hours of August 23rd. This was a little over 2 days ago, and again, this would have been in the late evening hours of August 23rd. Everything else from that point up to now is pretty quiet. A little bit of background noise here and there. Looking at the Earth-facing side of the sun, you saw that CME that launched off the sun yesterday, slightly Earth-directed, but more than likely the majority of it is going to miss us. You can still see this big filament up here that's aloft on the northeastern limb of the sun. That could at any time become unstable and form what's known as a Hyder flare. Actually, when I saw that yesterday, for a second, when I first saw it, I thought it was a Hyder flare, but not yet. That's still hanging on by a thread, and that thing is over 300,000 kilometers long. Hopping over to the Yellowstone supervolcano caldera, looking at the seismographs that monitor the mighty supervolcano. All in all, pretty quiet. Nothing major going on over here. Do have a little bit of earthquake activity at Little West Thumb. That seismograph is right in the middle of Yellowstone Lake. The dark blue you see on here represent magma intrusion. A little bit of magma intrusion around the supervolcano caldera, but once again, nothing major. Coming over here to nullschool.net, checking out the Sahara sand situation. Right down here is where I'm going to focus on in this video. You can see a center of rotation starting to develop, and it is in between these two sand plumes that you see on this map. There's a big one back here in the central Atlantic, and you've got a smaller one up here in the Gulf of Mexico that extends up the eastern seaboard. Well, right down here where it's kind of clear, there is a storm that's starting to brew. Right now, this thing is just a invest. It's something that's being watched down here in the southern Caribbean. More than likely, this is going to materialize into a tropical depression, then a tropical storm, and then make its way up the ranks, moving in behind this dust plume as it moves north, and this other dust plume here moves west. This thing can make landfall somewhere along the Gulf Coast, anywhere along the Texas coast. Right now, the models are showing a landfall in the Lake Charles area as a major hurricane. Right now, it looks like it could be between a 3 or 4, but don't be surprised if this thing makes landfall as a Cat 5 hurricane. Aesthetically, a very large rotating system covering a large area all the way from southern Mississippi over to eastern Texas and everywhere in between. Looking at some of the potential rainfall totals associated with this storm, again, it all depends on where it makes landfall. Right now, nobody knows for sure where this thing is going to make landfall. But here are some of the models. You have some going up into southern Alabama and the western Florida panhandle, all the way down into another Mexico landfall, and then many, many places in between. But all of them are showing a very strong hurricane. That's what the pink and orange colors represent, strength. So this could be a very strong storm, possibly a major hurricane with a lot of rain. Some of the rainfall totals now have increased to over 20 inches. You're looking at 23.3 inches along the southern coast of Louisiana. This is a model, a forecast that can and will change. But right now, over here at windy.com, they're showing a landfall on 10 a.m. on August the 30th. Again, this is a forecast, still 5 days out. This is definitely going to change some between now and then. Here's another model showing the same general area, only the low pressure at 935 millibars. That is a very strong hurricane. hurricane. I want to show you some examples of previous hurricanes and what their low pressures were, the millibars associated with these major hurricanes. The strongest ever recorded was 892 millibars, and that was the Labor Day hurricane that struck the Florida Keys in 1935, and that was definitely a Cat 5 hurricane. Hurricane Camille made landfall in Mississippi in 1969 with a central low pressure of 909 millibars. Hurricane Andrew was definitely a Cat 5, 922 millibars. Hurricane Charlie was a Category 5 hurricane. I was in that hurricane. It was a Cat 5 when it made landfall, and it had a 941 central low pressure. This one here could have a potential low pressure of 935 millibars. Could be lower. Then again, could be higher. We'll have to wait and see. Don't know. Another example is Hurricane Katrina that made landfall in the Louisiana area. It had a central low pressure of 920 millibars, and it was a Category 3 storm. So it's definitely in the realm of possibility that this thing could be a major hurricane, bringing a lot of rain and a lot of wind, covering a very large area. Here's another rain map over at VentureSky.com. You can see from Lake Charles in the Beaumont area, anywhere from 3 to 4 inches, spanning all the way over to Mobile, Alabama, looking at 7, possibly 8 inches of rain. In between, you're looking at 18, 19, 20 inches of potential rain near Lafayette. South Baton Rouge, you're looking at a foot. Again, I can't emphasize enough, this is a forecast. It's going to change to some degree, whether it goes more to the right, more to the left. In a Texas area landfall, it could stay the same, but I have a feeling if they're anything like any other storms that we've followed in the past, 5-day forecasts change, and this one's probably going to be no different. You're looking at a landfall somewhere around August the 31st. This is the track of Hurricane Harvey from back in 2017. Harvey formed out here in the central Atlantic, east of the Lesser Antilles, came into the southern Caribbean, right where this storm is predicted to start. Right in this area here. Hurricane Harvey went right through that same area. It went up over the Yucatan, re-strengthened in the southern Gulf of Mexico, made landfall as a Category 4 storm. This one here is in the same general area. It could go between Cuba and the Yucatan, and it could go over the Yucatan of Mexico. If it does, it may have more of a Texas landfall. If it goes in between Cuba and the Yucatan, then it could have more of a Louisiana, southern Mississippi landfall. We'll just have to wait and see. But this could potentially be a really big storm. Here's one of the models here that has it making a central Texas landfall. And that's what I talked about yesterday with regard to a lot of rain coming to central Texas. Well, the model has changed since then. It changed in less than 24 hours. Now it's got it going over to southern Louisiana. More than likely, this is going to change again between now and then. So just a big heads up, if you're anywhere along the Texas coast, Louisiana coast, Mississippi coast, Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle, anywhere in this area could see a major hurricane in the next week, making landfall somewhere as possibly a Category 3, Category 4, maybe even a Category 5 storm. Also in this video, I've got a brand new picture slideshow, new sky phenomenon photos sent in from all around the world. Another fireball video sent in by Brian B. out of Boise, Idaho. This is from the 7th of August, a few days ago. You can see yet another bright fireball in the sky picked up by a Wisey outdoor camera. Nick S. from Mount Lemmon, Arizona. This would be down in the Tucson area. Big beams spanning across the sky. Same exact type of sky, just a different day, noticed by NJ out of South Japan. This would be several thousand miles away over in the far western Pacific. This image here is from the Pacific, noticed by Mary Hall from the International Space Station. Big center of rotation out in the eastern Pacific Ocean. Photo here sent in by Blake B. out of Jacksboro, Texas. Sunset being influenced by wildfire smoke. Carlos Skywatcher out of Portugal. This sunset's being influenced by Sahara sand. Trevor S. out of Vernon, British Columbia. View of one of the many wildfires up in British Columbia. Mountain Brook, Alabama. Picture sent in by Carter of a spectacular sunrise coming out of Alabama. Trevor C. out of Paragould, Arkansas. Unbelievable cloud formation here. That is a towering supercell thunderstorm moving through the state of Arkansas, reflecting sunlight at either sunrise or sunset. Great job, guys. Keep the photos coming. If you have any photos you'd like to share, you can send those to reports at MrMBB333.com. All of the photos end up here at the Sky Phenomenon Photo Gallery at the website, and sometimes I'll use them in a video just like you saw right here. Thanks for watching. Have a super day, and be safe out there.